wasn't going to let this go. What I did was, using a saw and my Olaf knife, I cut a line right between the peg hole. The peg is on that. So that way the LED light can fall right on it. Then I drilled 2 holes using a pin vise, fed the positive and negative wire under it, and then covered it up with this clear part, which I'm going to have to pull out soon because I need to glue this on. And if I can finagle this right, that's the positive. I just keep losing the positive here and there. Okay, holding on down to the positive, and now if I touch the negative, there's the light. Now, the battery compartment. I cut this part here, which I didn't see any use for it. I don't think I remember seeing any extra parts that goes under this. Furthermore, this is a cavity here. There's no extra armor. It's all be covered up with the skirt. Other than the side thrusters, the red trim that's going to be here, that's pretty much it. I can super glue this right there after I cut this, like that. And then the wiring will go right through the body, back here to there as I solder it, and that's it. Simple, easy. However, I've been looking all over the place for a little micro switch that I purchased a long time ago. I can't find it anywhere where it's easy for me to turn it off and on. Granted, I know we're now a little bit more sophisticated right now because I've seen RF switches here and there, but considering the size of this, I can actually squeeze that and it'll work for me. But for now, it'll be just the same way I did with the Zaku ones. So that's kind of cool. Did this. Let me finish cleaning this up and begin the priming of these parts. Okay. I have just finished priming all the parts that makes up the Zaku 2 FZ RE100 kit, and I've already begun painting a lot of the parts. Some smaller parts that you can get away with. So, for example, the red parts I've already painted. Like here are the grenades right here, and well, the smaller parts I didn't I put them away. Here's the thruster part in the crotch area. I also painted the next color, which is the weirdest purplish blue tone, so I decided to use, of course, 72 white intermediate blue, and I painted the body of this inner frame, but I also painted this part red. I think it's everything, all the armor that's going to go over it is going to be covering it up, but I'm going to probably review it again. There are a few parts here that I did, the arms, the inner frame parts, the joints and things like that, so I don't have to worry about that. I also decided to change up the thrusters. I decided to paint it all silver. I think it's silver. No, it's actually chrome silver, super chrome silver. So I painted that and carefully painted the inside red. Funny thing is, a little bit of the red bleeded in, but I've noticed a lot of people like to do the old blue burnt color tone. So I'm gonna see, I'm not gonna use this blue, I'm gonna use another blue to see if I can simulate that burnt tone. That will hopefully cover up the red markings, because I have one here that I kind of messed up right there, but that's not a big deal, I can cover that up. I actually painted all the tubes this because I was actually getting rid of the remaining color, But I'm going to pull out either yellow or gold. Maybe gold would probably be more appropriate. Alright, so these parts are done, just to get it out of the way. Now we're moving on to the main parts, and that is, of course, the main body. And even though there are a few parts that will need Titan's Blue 1, which I have it right here, I'm not going to paint those yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as a catalyst for the pre-shading, like I did with the Alex 2.0. I'm going to start with the lighter green tones. Now, I'm doing a very, very low PSI, so I have more control. Gotta make sure to have the right angle. Here we go. Let's see if I can try to do this very, very light. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm also painting the inside a bit here, just to darken it up a bit. It's going to be green, of course, so no big deal. Well, that part is done. Let's try this guy. Alright, that's good. There we go. The helmet. Alright, you gotta be very patient here. Now the Fritz helmet has nothing around it to cause more pre-shading, so I'm only grabbing the areas which I know is required, like the detail parts. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Alright. Okay, that's good. Now this is the one part that I'm a bit curious about. This is the same color tone as the darker green. Will the pre-shading show through the darker green? Even though the darker green is not technically completely dark, I know that the pigmentations is a little strong on that, but we're going to try it anyway. can see I don't have the compressor on, not compressor, the spray booth on, considering how very low PSI is coming out of this. I'm not going to put a line there because that's considered a bend right there. This is going to be a tough one. Alright. I think that's pretty much it. The inside will be painted the darker tone of Tyson's Blue one, but I'm not going to do that now because I want to. I think what I'm probably going to do is not do the Tyson's Blue one color on some of the parts yet. I'm going to do it afterwards because I want to get this done. Let's do this one here. This is going to be an interesting one. I know that my airbrush is not the best. But you can get away with a few things here and there. There we go. Alright, so we'll see what happens. We'll continue on. We'll work with the parts that I have, and then we'll move on to the colors. Now, we're going to move on to the green colors. We're going to start with the deep green, which is going to be on the lighter tones of the parts. I kind of like maybe shot myself in the foot right now, because I know the darker greens will require this color tone, which is dark green, and this is deeper green, so I don't know how well this will look. But let's see what happens. We'll play it by ear. And with this. Well, I thought I cleaned this up, but hang on a second here. Granulation right there. Yep. So far so good. Let's try this guy. play nice and smooth. Alright. Try this. I'm seeing some good results here. Don't know how well it would look once it's put together, but once we do the final assembly, we'll figure it out. The part is going to be interesting because not that much of it is going to be shown other than what you see on the sides and the top. Maybe a little bit on the top, but since it's going to have the shoulder parts there, you don't have to worry about it. So I am content with what I'm seeing right now. Let me just finish up with the light parts first, because then you have to start working on the dark parts. That's the one thing that I'm kind of like a little worried about. So let me finish this up and we'll move on to those. Alright, so the last color that I'm going to be working on be the 320 dark green. Before I begin, you must understand that even though I put a light green, which is they refer to as deep green, it was deep enough to the point that it almost looks a lot of darker tone. So I was kind of like worried at that moment, seeing, okay, then it's going to be the same all the way. The Zaku 2 FZ or Zaku Kai has a darker body tone in the middle, while everything's lighter around the limbs and head. So I was saying to myself, how can I do appreciating with a darker body? Should have thought of that. But let's see what results we can get. We're going to begin with the shield. Now I've already painted the inside gray, Tyson Blue 1, so it can be consistent here. I did, this guy was very, very thick. I had to thin it down really good. Good. And let's see what results we got here. Light passes here. but there we go. I think this came out pretty well. Of course, proof is in the pudding once I put this guy together. Let's do the other parts. This one. Skirt. Again, I painted the back part. Pretty much all the skirts I painted Titan Blue one in the inside. I'll definitely give it another pass later on. Let's do this from the crotch. This is actually not that much here because everything is all going to be covered up by the skirt armor. Side piece right here. Alright. That looks good. If I have to darken it up a bit, I'll do it again. See where we go with this, but I think I'm almost done here. So let me just summarize what I'm about to do right now, because I don't need to record it. I still haven't painted these guys yet, so that's good paint right there. Some parts I didn't do the vents yet. Sorry, the thruster with the blue hinge tint yet. But I'll do that soon. And I think that's pretty much it. So give me some time to finish up with what I got, review what I have, and then we'll place all the parts on the table and review both the Master Grade Alex 2.0 and the RE100 Zaku Kai.